Boom. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Tonight, we will be trying the 10 best fragrance combinations that you need to try for yourself in 2025. That's right. Fragrance layering is kind of the focus of this week's video. And whether you're just getting started into fragrances or you have a collection of 30, 40, 50 plus bottles, fragrance layering is a timeless, tried, and tested way to always make sure that you're standing out from the crowd and that you have the most unique scent profile of anybody around you. You see, I could own a fragrance and my neighbor next door could own a fragrance, but whenever I start layering those fragrances, that will forever set me apart in my own unique scents and own combinations that I can try. And so I got 20 total fragrances here tonight, of course, combined to make 10 layering combinations. And we're just going to go through them, smell them, review them, and discuss them. And we kind of have the order given to us tonight by yours truly, ChatGPT. So let's just jump right in with number 10. All right, number 10, a little citrusy spring summer action here. Got City Rhythms San Diego and Prada Luna Rosa Ocean. Now, this one's really interesting to me because Prada Ocean, pretty straightforward, just kind of has bergamot and mandarin orange, not really too complex with the citruses, a little bit of woods. But this is an absolute explosion. I think it's got coconut, it's got lime, it's got mango. I believe there's also some lemon and pineapple notes in there. A lot of lavender and kind of sea salt aquatic notes in the mid and in the base. And when you put these two together, it honestly combines to smell like a tropical vacation. Like, I feel like I'm back at the Bahamas, staying at the Atlantis Resort last summer. I'm back on that vacation, and I'm sitting beachside, and this is what those two fragrances kind of brought me to. So honestly, really nice. If you love all kinds of citruses, not just your bergamots and mangoes and oranges of the world, but every kind of citrus, this is the combination that's right for you. And truthfully, I think it's a solid contender here for our first combination of the night. So let's continue on with number 9 on the list. So a little nostalgia with this one. Jimmy Choo Man and Polo 67. I've talked about Jimmy Choo Man. It used to be my signature scent in high school. It's honestly probably the first fragrance I really wore like every single day. I've got some really good memories with it. I also have some really bad memories with it, but it had to make the list. And truthfully, this is really interesting because the lemon and the citruses in this kind of overpowers Jimmy Choo's. But this honestly brings a nice woody combination to the citruses that's already going on. Here is, quote unquote, why this combination works. Jimmy Choo Man has a sweet, woody, and slightly fruity composition, while Polo 67 is a bright, citrusy, green, fresh kind of vibe. The combination of these two will offer a lively yet grounded fragrance suitable for everyday wear. And honestly, I can kind of see that. You put the citruses from here with the woods from here, and honestly, it's a really versatile fragrance that you can wear year-round, and it's honestly really good now that the weather's kind of slowly but surely starting to warm up. So, solid option at number 9. Let's move on here to number 8 on the list. Pretty wild combination, if I have to say so myself. Prada Sport and our last fragrance review, Beach Bum, aka Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. Truthfully, this is a crazy combination. Just kind of getting the vibes here. The citruses from this fragrance, last week we talked about all the oranges and the mandarin that's here at the top, and this is one of the citrusy, freshest fragrances out there on the market. Combine that with more of a kind of lavender and juniper, kind of pink pepper heavy fragrance. It's honestly a really unique combination. This says that both fragrances have a fresh, citrus heavy profile, but Prada Sport adds the spice and musky touch, while Afternoon Swim is clean and refreshing. Layering them results in an invigorating, breezy, summer-ready scent. And truthfully, as we reviewed last week with the Cheap Thrill Edition, Kevin really outdid himself here with Beach Bum. And Prada Sport, you guys know, Prada Friday, one of my favorite fragrances ever. Really nice. Once again, kind of fresh layering combination. And I'm a fan of this one at number 8. Number 7. Let's include some fragrances that have not really been talked about in a while. Versace Pour Homme Man and Amouage Reflection Man. Of course, I don't have the full bottle of this. It's so expensive. I just haven't brought myself to do it. But this is a really interesting fragrance. This, to me, is, everyone knows Versace Pour Homme Man is like the office scent for year-round use. A lot of lemon, but a lot of musk, really masculine, everyday wear. But this has kind of got a powdery, sweet, kind of more of a unisex vibe. And so you put the two together, and it kind of just creates this really sweet and musky kind of combination that is prominent throughout. This says that Reflection Man is sophisticated with floral and woody notes, while Versace Pour Homme offers a refreshing and citrusy profile. It brings together luxury and freshness, giving it a balanced yet elegant aura. I like that, ChatGPT. Balanced yet elegant aura. Honestly, this is a pretty classy fragrance. I mean, I wouldn't really say this is a dressed up fragrance, but you put Amouage with Versace Pour Homme, this is kind of a suit and tie summer nights kind of feel. So solid contender once again at the number 7 spot. Let's trudge right along here, and let's go now to number 6 on our list. I have to be honest, this is probably maybe the most obvious, or at least comprehensible layering combination, that being Prada Black and JPG Le Male Parfum. I know, I should have 2 full bottles of this. These are both some of my favorite fragrances, especially for this time of the year, but I just don't have them yet. We're getting there, slowly but surely. But honestly, this, as you can imagine, is a vanilla and powder bomb. And I'm going to say it's the best layering combination so far on this list. This is so good. You get kind of that vanilla heavy vibe, the vanilla from the JPG, while also adding the warm oriental powdery sweetness from Prada Black. And honestly, they both combine to you get powder, you get vanilla, you get musk, and it just kind of creates this mysterious vibe that when you wear this out in public, people will be wondering who's wearing it, and they're wondering how you layer these two together, because that's just kind of the persona that it gives off, a mysterious powdery vibe. Really nice, and it might be number 6 on this list, but it's number 1 so far. But let's see if anything else can dethrone the pair as we roll on to number 5 on our list. If you want to talk about crazy layering combinations, let's talk about Burberry Hero and YSL's Bleu Electrique. Yes, I need a bottle of YSL Bleu Electrique. It's so hard to find. And if any of you know a place that I can get this for less than $300, then please let me know in the comments down below. But this is crazy to me. This is a crazy layering combination. ChatGPT says that Bleu Electrique is a sharp, fresh, and energizing citrus profile, while Burberry Hero is a smoky, woody backbone with a touch of sweetness. Together, they combine to make an invigorating and refined combination of refreshness and depth. And honestly, I kind of get it. This is a real spicy but yet citrus forward fragrance, the Bleu Electrique. And as we've talked about before, Burberry Hero is a just woods bomb, cedar, sandalwood. I mean, any kind of woods, oud. All the woods you can kind of imagine together, they come together in Burberry Hero. And so you get the sweet spiciness, but on the backbone of it and at the base, whenever it really dries down, it's just kind of a woods bomb while keeping some of that sweetness and the spiciness from the Juana de L'Homme Bleu Electrique line and some of that DNA. So pretty interesting combination, but it's honestly not bad. I really cannot complain too much about these two being together. But we're just continuing to trudge along, this time to number 4. Very interesting combination here at number 4. Kind of a very aromatic and sweet duo with YSL's Y Live and Sensual Obsessions Haute Noir, which is an exact match of Valentino's Rockstud Noir. And boy, this stuff is really good. I've said this before, that YSL Y Live is my personal favorite YSL. I know that's a hot take, but it is. And recently got my hands on this Holt Noir. And honestly, you're kind of combining Valentino's version of a blue fragrance, something like YEDP, and you're combining it with just a more livened or citrused up version of YSL YEDP with Y Live. Instead of that green apple, more citruses, more bergamot. And honestly, here's why it works. The aromatic, fresh facets of Y Live mixing with the sweet, powdery, and floral notes of Holt Noir create a unique blend that's both dynamic and smooth. It's great for warmer weather with a touch of elegance. And obviously, this is a perfect summertime fragrance for me. I wear this so much in the warmer weather. And this is one that I think is really good for spring and summer. And to me, this is like an evening going out scent. You have all the freshness and you have some sweetness and some musk from Holt Noir. And it is kind of a more grown-up version of the YSL line. It's almost like YEDP Intense to an extent. Really solid number 4 option, though. Number 3 on the list, rolling right up. Spoiler alert, guys, I have to be honest. This is the craziest combination so far. And I'm going to be honest, it's my favorite as well. We got Sensual Obsessions Modern Gentleman, PDM's Haultain, and Valentino's Born in Roma Intense. This stuff is absolutely insane. You would not think that these two fragrances could go together. You could see Prada Black and Le Male Parfum going together because they're both powdery vanilla forward fragrances. But you have a really spicy, musky, and smoky, dark, almost oud kind of heavy scent here. And you have a very vanilla and lavender and loud sweetness fragrance here with the Born in Roma. And it just works. It's fantastic. Haultain, or Modern Gentleman, has its woody, warm, slightly spicy notes. And you mix that with the floral, vanilla-rich composition of Born in Roma Intense. And they combine to create a luxurious evening-ready scent. You could wear this, I think, fall, winter, and spring. You're obviously combining niche and designer, and they just work. I'm surprised it works as well as it does, but these are fantastic, and honestly, they're my favorites so far. You got to check out Modern Gentleman and Born in Roma Intense. All right, getting down here to the very, very end. We're going now to number 2 on the list. We have none other than Prada Carbon and Mind Games Blockade. Of course, Carbon, kind of a more smooth, refined, well-done version of Dior Sauvage. And Mind Games Blockade is one of those fragrances that's in that Venice style of fragrances, but this is kind of unique in the fact that it has a very prominent mango leaf note in the top. Has a lot of lavender, spices, tomato leaf is one of the notes towards the mid and towards the base. And these really combine to make a really good fragrance. You could combine Sauvage and Venice and get a pretty good combination. But Carbon, kind of a more smoother version, and Blockade, a more unique Venice style fragrance with the mango. This stuff is awesome. I mean, this is probably going to be one of my next full bottle pickups if I could ever find the price for it. And Prada Carbon, honestly, I like it more than Dior Sauvage myself. And this is a really nice combination. You could wear this year-round, but it's unique. It takes kind of two common style fragrances, Sauvage-esque and Venice-esque, and they just work. This stuff is phenomenal, and honestly, we're not really going by best to worst, but this is right up there as some of my favorite layering combinations of the night. Very solid number 2 option here, no doubt. All right, if you've hung in this long, you've made it to see the number 1, potentially best fragrance layering combination of the night. Paco Rabanne's Invictus Platinum and YSL EDP. Why does this stuff work? The fresh, citrusy, aquatic notes from Invictus Platinum pair perfectly with the woody and aromatic complexity of YSL EDP. They give you a fresh, sporty vibe that's perfect for daytime wear with a kind of that added warmth and sweetness and green edge that both these fragrances provide. And honestly, this stuff works. Invictus Platinum, I think it's an all 4 seasons fragrance, but it's got a really sweet and kind of green edge. But the green apple here from YSL it just takes over. I mean, that green apple note that everybody loves YEDP for, it takes over, but this provides some kind of that sweet and kind of green edges around that green apple. And honestly, it's a really versatile, sweet, fresh fragrance that I could see myself wearing probably any time of year. I think I could really go heavy with the atomizer on both of these now that it's kind of cold and kind of slowly moving over to spring. And this stuff, really good combination, honestly. This is one of my favorite fragrance. This is my favorite fragrance ever. Let me stop myself. As of right now, my favorite fragrance ever, my signature scent. And honestly, YSL YEDP is starting to grow back on me. I've not really given it its flowers in years past, but this stuff is so good, especially when you combine the two together. This is a sweet, fresh bomb, and you got to try it if you have both these fragrances in your collection or can get your hands on both of them. So that is all. 20 different fragrances combined to make 10 timeless and unforgettable fragrance layering combinations. Drop down in the comments section below any other layering combinations that I should try next, or if you've tried any of these before and what you think about them. So subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 2.5K. Hit that bell so you never miss a video. Comment down below. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all for another video very soon. God bless.